Hi, everyone. I'm Tanisha, the relationship lead at Pact, and I have my colleague with me, Namita, who's the growth lead. Welcome to today's session where we peel back the layers of what powers our digital world. If you've ever wondered how to understand systems when all you have is a binary code, you're in for a treat.
Absolutely, Tanisha. Reverse engineering can feel like a black art, especially when you're diving into a kernel or secure firmware without source code. But with the right tools, mindset, and guidance, it becomes a powerful skill. And that's exactly what today's conversation is all about.
Absolutely. And our guest for today is Austin Kim, who is an embedded Linux BSP engineer, security expert, and the author of the book Reverse Engineering ARMv8 Systems, a practical guide to kernel, firmware, and trust zone analysis. Austin brings over 14 years of experience in kernel crash analysis, binary inspection, and embedded debugging. Welcome, Austin.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk about reverse engineering and share some real world stories and practical techniques.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Austin, for joining us. Now, let's start from the beginning. Austin, how did you first get into reverse engineering and kernel level debugging on ARM systems?
During my career as Linux systems software engineer, I went through many crash issues. While fixing them, I often had to analyze binary dumps. In some months, I looked at more than 300 dumps. When analyzing dumps, we usually didn't have the source code or detailed document. That's when I learned how important it is to understand the binary and system architecture. In the end, I think reverse engineering is not just a skill set, it is a survival skill.
So, Austin, what made you decide to turn that experience into a book?
So many people know that reverse engineering means analyzing system without the original source code. When people hear this term, they often think of security, like binary hacking or making exploit. So many blogs also talk about reverse engineering in the context of attacks or security research. But for system software engineer, reverse engineering is actually used for different purposes. We use it to find the bugs, check crashes, or understand system problem, not to create attack. In my opinion, practical binary analysis skills for firmware and system software engineer are not often shared in the books or blog. That is the main reason I wrote this book. I wanted to create something practical or grounded, real world debugging, covering everything from ERF binary to the trust zone. We focus on binary analysis skills for firmware and system software engineer. It's not about offensive security. Instead, it shows real debugging and analysis techniques. So please take a look at the screenshot of this book that highlight the key features. So what you can see is kernel binary term analysis with the crash utility. Here you can see the debugging the corrupted stack with the debugging patch and exposing the stack corruption. Then you're going to see the case study of the memory corruption such as buffer overflow.
One of the book's highlight is it focuses on hands-on technique for analyzing kernel and firmware binaries. What makes kernel reversing particularly tricky? and how do you approach it?
The kernel binaries are hard to analyze because we need to know the Linux kernel, ARM architecture, and debugging skills. This makes kernel analysis more difficult. Many embedded developers want to run these skills to become competitive engineer for having strong debugging ability. That's why this book explains the tool-like binary utility and GDB. It also shows how to unpack files like KR modules, vmlinux, and vmcore in a simple way.
Got it. Uh, so, most of the material in this book looks practical. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, the content in this book comes from real hands-on experience. Some case studies like stack corruption and memory issues are based on real project. This not this is not just example, they actually happened. So I can say that what you run in this book can really be used in the real project.
That's amazing. Thanks so much, Austin. Moving on to the next question. Security is such a critical aspect today. One major part of your book is on trust zone and hardware level defense. Why do you choose to cover this in depth?
When you talk about trust zone, we see it as security feature from ARM architecture. The reference manual explained it well, but we still need to understand the practical material, how the exception handler works, and how hardware features are used. This will give the more hands-on content for embedded developer who want to run how TrustZone works in the real project. This book also covers modern security features like pointer authentication and memory tagging introduced in the latest ARM version 8 architecture version.
Okay. And an extension to the previous question. So, you don't just talk about defense, right? You show how attackers might exploit weak points too.
We can easily find many blog posts and material about security defense and mitigation techniques. But as I said earlier, this book is written for firmware and embedded Linux engineer. In real embedded project, we often need the binary analysis skills to fix bugs rather than to create security exploits. I believe the detailed binary analysis skills are essential for firmware and embedded developers.
Got it. Thanks, Austin. Moving on to the next question. We actually get this question a lot from developers working in BSP or IoT security. So, how do you reverse engineer something when the code is stripped and there's no symbol info?
That's the core challenge. This will focus heavily on symbolic debugging using instruction patterns, memory layout guesses, and debugging tools like Crash Utility and uftrace. Even without symbols, we can still recover logic flow and functionality by learning the structure of ARM architecture and execution flow.
Great. Thank you so much, Austin. Moving on to the next community led question. What advice would you give to someone who's comfortable with C and Linux but new to binary analysis?
Many embedded software engineers are familiar with the C code and Linux system programming. Even though C code looks simple, the ARM processor runs machine code which corresponds to assembly instruction. The binary dump shows what the ARM processor is doing at the specific moment. So I think Binary analysis is important skill for low-level software engineers. Also, sometimes we face stability or performance problem issues that we can fix just by checking the C code. In those cases, we need to look at assembly code in the binary dump. That's why running binary analysis and ARM assembly instructions is important for embedded developer.
Sounds good. Now, looking forward a bit, Austin, with your deep involvement in embedded systems, what excites you most about the future of reverse engineering and system security on ARM platforms?
We are in the now in the AI era. So many people are talking about machine learning and training method. Because of this, software is becoming more complex than before. Even when machine learning software is developed, the output of the result is often provided as a library. Also, many third-party libraries are integrated from another companies or teams. As software becomes more advanced and involved, it is important to have skills in binary analysis, especially when we don't have the source code.
Got it. I think these were some amazing answers, Austin. That was like incredibly uh, useful information. Your insights really help break down what can feel like a daunting topic for many engineers.
Absolutely. Whether you're an embedded Linux, IoT security, or just curious about what makes your device tick, Austin's book is a rare and practical guide through the deep internal of ARM systems.
Definitely. And reverse engineering ARM v8 systems is available to order now. It's loaded with real techniques, tested examples, and just the right balance between theory and hands on learning. We have also added the Amazon and packed links in the description below. Go check it out.
Thank you once again for
Also,
joining us, Austin. And to all of you watching, we hope you feel inspired to go beyond the source and explore what really powers the system around us. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep learning.
I
also,
want to,
I think Austin would like to add, give a message. Yeah, Austin, please go ahead.
okay, thank you. I want to share two messages. First, to people at Pact. Writing at the Pact was once in a life opportunity for me. So I'm really thankful to everyone at Pact who supported me to get here. Second, to my friend, embedded system software developer. Many of you are still working under a lot of stress and there are not enough good resource or course to help. That's the main reason I wrote this book, Support Embedded in Developer Who Need Help. If you want more practical material, please visit my LinkedIn page. I post update 2 or 3 times a week.
Thank you so much, Austin. Thank you so much, Tanisha.